Hey guys, Sergeant McNutty here, and today I'm bringing you a video based on my political views of the current election or election that just passed for the American presidency. Now, as we all know, Donald Trump won, and there's been a lot of negative feedback towards this. Now, I quickly want to address this and say that for democracy works by the people voting for who they think should become their new candidate for president or president-elect. And basically, I think that in order for democracy to work, whoever you vote for shouldn't have negative feedback from the society that voted them into power, because that society voted them into power. If anyone, millions of people have had a problem with this, and the thing is, you have to understand, you voted this person into power. You can't complain. You literally can't complain. I understand you can complain for the fact that, yeah, you wanted the other person to win, but you have to accept the fact that your society voted in someone as the president. And whether or not that was Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I agree. I don't support either nomination. I live in Toronto, Canada, but and I support the Conservative Party here, which is basically our representation of the Republican Party, but not so, I guess, I want to say harsh, but, yeah, no, I think, as a society, as the American society is right now, you could use an economic powerhouse to bring you back into power, because for the United States, I feel like they economically have been dwindling in the past few years, and this is pretty apparent. And now I don't mean that within military power, because the United States always has had a military prowess. However, I do think that you can't just hate on the fact that this man has become president right away. We, as a society, you should see what he's going to do, what he's going to do with the country, before you really make your distinct thoughts that this person shouldn't be president. Because, as I said before, as a society, you voted this person in. Furthermore, you also have to think that there was 11,000 people. I know there's millions of people in the United States, but there's 11,000 people who wasted a vote on the fact that they voted for Harambe to become president of the United States. Now, when you think about that, that's 11,000 votes for those people who are angry that Trump's in power. That's 11,000 votes that you could have used towards Clinton becoming in power. And depending what state it was in, it could have been pretty damn useful. And I'm surprised at the backlash that this has gotten. I'm surprised at how well Trump did. I said from the beginning of the election that any publicity, whether it's bad or good, is good publicity. I live in Canada, I've heard Trump's name every single day, multiple times a day, for the past 7 months. I could only imagine how many times, if you're living in the United States, that you've heard this man's name. Now, for people who don't really pay attention to politics, you have to think, they automatically assume that they're hearing this person's name in the media, whether it's bad or good. If they don't know who they're voting for, they're going to vote for the person who they heard the most in the media. That's just the way it works. In Canada, we had a prime minister who was in for 3 terms. And in the last term, he didn't really perpetuate himself in the media or anything like that, and that really showed, because he was not our prime minister right now. Right now we have Trudeau. Now, I don't like Trudeau, but I'll never say that I hate the guy, because my country voted him in. Now, moving forward, you also have to understand that both candidacies for the presidential election, neither of them are good. Starting off with Donald Trump, you have a man who is misogynistic towards women, who degrades women, who during his presidency election was accused of sexually assaulting multiple women. And just for him to be in power, a lot of people can perceive that as being degrading to women. And it's kind of sickening to have someone run for president who doesn't care about women's morals and thinks he can say whatever he wants. But then on the other side, you have a woman in power, and she is in power because she has quite the strong prowess in the Senate. But this woman has hired, whether it was through her or through her party, it doesn't matter. She's the one representing the party, therefore the party represents her. If you have someone in your party who is hiring people of minorities, and by minority I don't mean just skin color, I mean people with special needs, people with disabilities, people who are homeless, that's all minorities. Yes, that does include black, Latinos, Hispanics, Mexicans, whatever you want to say, right? Especially Muslims or Syrians. But I don't want to label Muslims or Syrians as a minority because as of late they are not a minority anymore. And I think you'd understand that when you think about it. But you have to understand that some people have been trying to say that someone through her party literally hired people within these minorities in order to go and disrupt and disturb the Trump rallies and cause violent outbreaks or cause disturbance. And it wasn't inside the actual rallies itself, it was in the lines of the rallies, which therefore would then get people riled up for the actual rally itself. And now, I'm not saying that she was a distinct cause of this, but she's representing a party who's doing this. And they're supposed to be the Democratic Party. To me, they're supposed to represent democracy. And through doing that, that's not representing democracy, because you're putting those minorities into a categorization of minority, because you're portraying these people as violent, people who don't support the Trump, I don't want to say regime because that sounds way too dictatorship-ish, but who don't support the Trump for president or president-elect, whatever they call it. You know what I mean? Like, not only that, she has 30,000 emails that she chose to delete before the presidential election and didn't put any of those to light. They were also on a separate account. Multiple of these emails have proven things that the Democratic Party had known, who was transferring weapons and funds to the ISIL organization in Syria and the Middle East right now. And that deeply disturbs me. So, I'm not trying to support Trump or anything like that. I just overall think the hate and the backlash that Trump has won needs to end. And I hope you understand this, because like, it's what I said before. You're a part of a democracy. I'm in Canada. Canada is a democracy. The United States is a democracy. When you vote someone into power, you have to think about this. Just because, so it was very close. It was 218 to 276 seats in power, basically. And the people who wanted Clinton to win are saying we need to review this and get Clinton into power. But then you think about it, you have less votes for this person to get into power, yet you want to overthrow the majority vote in order to get this person into power. That's not a democracy. That's a dictatorship. You're trying to overthrow the government. That's anarchy. The fundamentals of your country are the backbone of the country is democracy. You're literally throwing away everything that's on the Declaration of Independence. And I think a lot of people are misleading themselves or letting their thoughts get too far in their mind. I'm just trying to reason with people in order for you to understand that the backlash needs to end. Support the person you have as president. Allow them to do as good of a job as they can. You also have to think you had President Bush in power. No, I don't want to say I support his movement that he did in the Middle East, but I agree with the fact that, what is it called, the term, interventionism. That's what it is. Interventionism is when a country intervenes with another country's conflict. That's what the United States does all the time, and I agree that they should be doing it in the Middle East right now. The Middle East does not have a very structured government for some of the nations there. Some of the nations need either reformation or some kind of guideway, and I think that Afghanistan and Pakistan are both on, and Iraq as well, are both on the right tracks. And now the same thing is going to happen in Syria, and it kind of needs to happen. They need guidance, and I don't mean a takeover, but they just need to be pushed in the right step. But you know what I mean? There's so many factors into this. All I want to say is don't hate on the person you have in presidency. It takes away from the fact that you live in a democracy. And I hope you support what I'm saying. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm not trying to come from this as in a negative way at all. I just want people to understand that democracy is key in this. We don't want to cause anarchy. You don't want to cause a civil distress either. Civil war is something you want to avoid. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the election, guys. I hope you keep paying attention to my gaming videos. I'm going to keep posting them. Go on my Twitch. I do live streams all the time. By the way, I just got accepted into a semi-pro gaming clan. I don't want to give away the clan's name because it's a private group, but I'll be joining them and having a little bit of fun. That means more gaming videos will be uploaded. If you like this video and you want to see more, click that like and subscribe button down below. I'm going to be doing a giveaway in about 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to be giving away a copy of Battlefield 1. So make sure you comment in the comments down below that you want to get a copy of Battlefield 1 and on what system, console, whatever you have. If you have PC, I'll send you a Steam card. But yeah, so I'll be doing a giveaway. And make sure you comment or make sure you subscribe, like, and comment on this video what copy and what console you have in order to get Battlefield 1. And I hope you guys agree with me, or at least understand. You have an open mind so that you are able to understand where I'm coming from. I'm Canadian. This really doesn't affect me much, except for the fact we might have to build a wall to keep the Americans out. And then, by the way, I'm just joking about that, so please don't take that to heart. I hope you like this video. Click that like and subscribe button once again, and I'll see you guys later.